Hey, welcome to Gilbert's Motor Museum, and I've got Tom Gilbert with me.
Hello.
Here to talk about this 1928 Buick that he's had out over the Christmas break.
We have.
Tell us all about the car. The car, first of all.
Been a bit of fun. The car is a 1928 Buick Roadster.
Yes.
The nomenclature of it is a 28-54X. 28 delineates the year of manufacture. 54 delineates the model, which they had 24s, 54s, all sorts.
Yeah.
But the 54 means it's a long wheelbase two-door Roadster.
Yes.
And the X delineates that it was made in right-hand drive for the export market.
Right.
It was one of about 1,800.
Yes.
Made in Flint, in Michigan, in 1928 for the export market.
And it was actually sold from this actual showroom in 1928. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. So 1926, Gilberts were assigned the agent for General Motors.
Yes.
And this car came out, was delivered from here to a local lady called Mrs. Jessie Watt.
Yes.
Who lived on the Ashbourne Road. I delivered to her in 1928. I'm a bit scant on the detail because when I became interested in the vehicle, I was 23, 24, I was at uni, and I just knew about the Buick, and no one really knew what it was, what year it was.
Yeah.
And there was not much internet in the early 90s, so no one had done a lot of research on it. So I became slightly obsessed about it when I discovered that it was in the family's possession, and did a lot of homework on it, and oversaw a fair bit of restoration to it as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, how did the Gilbert family come to have this? Because I believe Jessie Watt had this in her shed for a long, long time.
She did. So again, this is what I've garnered over a period of time, and it's factual in my head, although I may not be factual. But my understanding is that Jessie took delivery of the car in 1928. I have registration discs for it up until 1932, 33. I believe that there was a great fire down here, and she spent a day or two or three in the saddle saving her stock.
Yes.
After which it's understood that maybe she never walked again.
Yes.
And the car was garaged, and it was in her shed, and it had fowls living in it. But the rumour of the Buick remained large around the town. And my understanding is my grandfather, Roy, sent one of his sales blokes out there, it might have been John Court, I think, to discuss, and the offer was made to Mrs. Watt that we could maintain it for her and while she was alive and get it back and maintain it for her. And she said, look, you can have the car, you're just not allowed to sell it while I'm alive.
Yeah, okay.
And of course...
you've kept that promise.
We've kept the promise. I have run into a family member one day who suggests that might not have been the facts of the story, but that's how I believe it was told to me. I do recall having it out at Mount Barker one day at our old premises at the Toyota dealership, and a fella pulled up in a car and said, "That's the old Buick, the old Gilbert's Buick." I said, "Well, look, Mrs. Watt." He says, "As a young boy or a younger man, I was charged with going out to her property and starting it for her on a regular basis." Right. So he was familiar with it, but no, the number of people that remember seeing it around the town, and now there's no one else, but. It was rumoured that she would drive it into town, and
now during your tenure, you've actually had it resprayed and this part retrimmed.
No, I'll correct you there. The paint. So when it came back from her place, I believe it was driven back with a broken valve spring. Oh, okay. So it was started and driven back in a plume of smoke. At about that time, which was sort of the 1970s, it was given a paint job.
Yes.
And it was done very lovingly, and it was done sympathetically, with everything done the same, with the red pinstripe and so forth. The trim was never touched. So when I sort of became aware of it and familiar with the car and sort of getting involved in it, the paint was as it was, but it was getting very tired. The roof was torn. There were things missing, and it hadn't been really loved. It had been bought out once every now and again, but... So I started obsessing over it, really, and I got onto a fellow called Gavin Sanford Morgan, who we're familiar to a lot of people.
Well known.
And I rang Gavin and said, "Gavin, I've got a car. I'd like to discuss having a roof made for it." He said, "Bring it down." So we took it down on a tilt train. It was on the back of the truck. The old roof tore itself off and was flailing about, at 100 k's an hour in the truck. And I got down there and I waited patiently for many, many months. And eventually Gavin rang me and said, I'd like to discuss the remanufacture of your roof, dear boy. And I said, oh, what's the quote? You went, I can't possibly tell you over the phone. I need to see you in person. So I went down there and, of course, he doesn't give you a quote. What he does is send you an invoice on a monthly basis. So during that time, Gavin would ring me and say, I've noticed you're missing a rear number plate. I could have the numbers remanufactured in aluminium and have it. So yes, let's do a number plate. And I've noticed you're missing the wing mirrors. I can get you. So Gavin would ring me on a regular basis with little things that needed to be done. And I didn't necessarily tell my uncle Grant or Dad that it was happening. I just had little things done, and he had all these, the painting redone on the hubs and lots of little detail that was missing. I then found a website called Bob's Automobilia, who specialised in Buicks.
Right.
And I started finding things that were missing, like these internal door handles were missing. So I found some door handles for it. There's a lovely bezel, you'll note, around the dash.
Yes.
The outside bezel was missing.
Yes.
I didn't know it was missing. Dad informed me that it's missing the bezel. So I then started finding a bezel for it. So the radiator cap you'll see, which is a beautiful, she's called the Gothic Goddess.
Yes.
And she was only available on Master Buicks between 1928 and 1929. No, it was 27 to 28 on Master Buicks, I think.
Yes.
But she was in a Hessian sack under the seat.
Oh.
And she was broken. She was missing her hair and she was very pitted.
Yes.
And I said to myself, well, she's the original cap, so I'll use her. And one day, one of the Beta Birdwoods, a fella said, well, I love your radiator cap. I know a fella that can fix it. So I put it in a box and put my name on it 50 times and sent it to this old timer. And he beautifully remanufactured all her feathers.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got it back, and I was very proud to put this beautifully remanufactured radiator cap back on. And then at another outing, a fella said to me, I love your radiator cap. Too bad she's chrome and not nickel. I thought, I've got to get it nickeled now. So for $15, I had it nickeled. Okay. So because nickel's obviously yellower than chrome.
Yeah, yeah.
So little things like that. I had my daughter, we used it in a Christmas pageant in Stirling one day, and we're on the oval afterwards. My young daughter ran into one of the big headlights and broke a lens.
Oh, dear.
And I was almost in tears going, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And again, I got on the internet and I found a company called Antique Lenses.
Yes.
And he said, yep, I've got a lens. I said, that's obviously new and reman. He said, no, these are original.
Oh, the original ones.
Original, old, new stock in the wax paper.
Yes.
And I thought, they're going to be $1,000.
Yeah.
He said, no, they're $60 each. I said, I'll have two. So I've got, little things like that. It's been a real love affair. And I love having it down here on display, but I miss it because I can't drive it because it's not at home.
Well, it's very popular. It appeals to a certain demographic of older ladies.
Yes.
Does it?
Oh, you should give me some numbers, Steve.
Yeah. I'll get you something.
One other thing is when we got the roof remanufactured with Gavin, he gave me two options. He said, I can keep the rain off your head easily. He said, or I can lovingly remanufacture every stitch. Use the horsehair, use the timber, reuse the screws, reuse the old beveled glass in the back. Yes. Of course, option B was always going to be option B. So the roof was made exactly the same as it was from new, but with a beautiful German fabric that's waterproof.
Okay, so the question remains, who did you have in the back seat this year for the Christmas pageant?
Yeah, so I got asked many, many years ago to take the mayor in the Christmas pageant. That was 20 years ago, and it grew, and it became we became the car of dignitaries and the local car dealer. And so this year I had David Leach, the mayor from District Council of Mount Barker.
Yes.
We had Rebecca Sharkey, the federal member, and Dan Cregan, the independent state member. Dan Cregan
as well. Okay,
so we had all three tiers of government and one local car dealer, and we've been doing it for many, many years. I remember on a Friday evening I had a wedding or an engagement at McLaren Vale, and I thought the easiest way is to drive the Buick to McLaren Vale and then drive straight to the pageant on Saturday morning. Yeah. And of course, we woke up a bit late, and I'm getting a phone call, and I'm burning back on Saturday morning from McLaren Vale to Mount Barker. It was a really wonderful drive. I think the temperatures were cool. And, a lot of fun stories about the pageant, but I was running late that day, but we still made it. We've never missed a beat. We've never broken down. It's
excellent. Yeah, lovely. Okay, good. Thanks very much.
Thanks for listening,
Tom. That's fantastic to get the detail of the story. come along to Gilbert's Motor Museum, 34 High Street, Strathalbyn. We're open from a Wednesday to Sunday, 10 till 4. And admission's only $10. There's lots of things to see.
And what I say this, just as a plug, we come here a lot and it's always changing. So if you have been, come back because there'll be something new you haven't seen.
Excellent.
They do a great job.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Good on you, Steve. Thank you.
Mate. Thank you. Thanks, mate.